Hi, it's Scott here with a quick Dragon tip. If you're one of those people who quite fancies using a Bluetooth headset to dictate with, I generally don't recommend it. Now, if you've read my book, The Writer's Guide to Training Your Dragon, there's a big chapter in there on this where I generally discourage the use of a Bluetooth headset. Now, there's lots of reasons for that. But don't get me wrong, there are some very, very good Bluetooth headsets. Now, this is a good example here of one that used to actually be recommended for Dragon. It used to be supplied with certain versions of Dragon. I think it was Dragon Mobile Edition or something they used to call it. And this came in the box. It was very expensive. Now, this is made by a company called Plantronics, and they generally do make good headsets in general. But this particular one, it's not fantastic. It's okay. What I tend to find, the other thing with this, it's got a big long boom arm, so you kind of look ridiculous when you're using it. But this is sort of, needed for Dragon, really. When the microphone's all the way back here, that can be a problem. Anyway, the thing that is unique about something like this, and I like a lot of headsets like this, is they don't work very well at all with the built-in Bluetooth on your computer, on your PC or Mac. Now, most headsets like this that purport to be dual purpose or UC, universal communication headsets, what that means is they can connect to both a computer and a phone, and you can just switch between them effortlessly. The problem with that is the built-in Bluetooth on most PCs and Macs basically isn't very good. They tend to come from all sorts of different chipset manufacturers, and the compatibility often means that you don't get what's called the wideband audio that is required from a headset like this. We support wideband, but very often the chipset in your computer doesn't, and you end up with a very scratchy, nasty sound that Dragon basically hates. So to counter that, you'll find that a lot of manufacturers include a Bluetooth dongle, and you think, well, what do I need a Bluetooth dongle for? I've already got Bluetooth in my PC or Mac. Well, because this is specifically paired to the headset that you are going to use, and it supports the wideband audio or the HD voice required for good accuracy when you're dictating. The other problem with these dongles, obviously, is you've got to plug them in and they get lost and they snap off and all that. So they've been getting smaller and smaller. But again, unless you've got a headset which comes with a Bluetooth dongle like this, don't use it with Dragon, because you'll generally find the accuracy just isn't good enough. And it's this that is the key to getting good quality audio from a Bluetooth headset when it comes with its own dongle. Now, the other thing I will say about that, there are two very good Bluetooth headsets out there right now. They're both made by Sennheiser. I'll link them down below. But they're very expensive. But they work excellently with Dragon, but only if they make use of something in Dragon called far-field, the far-field algorithm. Now, the far-field algorithm is something you have to actually manually select when you set up a profile. And the other problem with the far-field algorithm, and don't get me wrong, these particular Bluetooth headsets work very well with it, but the problem with it is the far-field algorithm only works well with North American accents. So if you're like me, if you're British or Australian or whatever from any other part of the world, and you don't have a fairly standard North American accent, then don't bother really spending all that money on a decent Bluetooth headset, because it's just not going to work that well. It's not going to work any better, quite frankly, than one like this, which isn't even as good. So my advice, if you're thinking of Bluetooth, I know it's small, I know it's convenient. If you're willing to spend the money and you have a North American accent and can use the far-field setup when you first start a profile, go for it if you want to do that. I personally don't recommend it. I think you're better off just spending the money on a decent wired headset. You know, I know it's less convenient, but they just work and they're a lot cheaper. I hope this has been useful, and I'll see you in another video.